I start my mornings. I just got my computer because I am working on a paper, and I got all my research things, my book here, and Paco's sleeping right here, and Frank is sleeping right there. I'm also trying to stay hydrated, so I got my Starbucks cup that I went to get yesterday, and I'm just gonna work on my paper for a little bit this morning. Today it's time to bake, but first, alright guys, for the first time in days, I feel like a human. Like I'm clean, I washed my hair, I just feel like a real person again. So let's start some baking. Welcome to another video, you guys. Today I'm gonna be baking some bread. It's a special kind of bread, it's a no-knead bread. I'm using a recipe and instructions from another YouTuber that I really like to watch called Artisan Bread with Steve. So if you guys wanna check out his channel, he's got tons of instructional videos on how to make all kinds of different breads and rolls, and they're super easy. I actually tried doing this earlier today. Something happened, the bread burned, which is why this bowl looks so burnt. Some people pay a lot of money for decorated bowls like this. I'm gonna get started with the recipe. I'll have the link down below this video if you wanna look at the recipe on Steve's channel, because he explains it much better than I do. So first I'm gonna put in the yeast. It's 1 1/4 teaspoons. Then I'm gonna put in 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm just gonna give that a little stir. And then I'm gonna add 3 1/2 cups of just regular all-purpose flour. If you have bread flour, you can use that. I don't think there's a really big difference which kind of flour you use, so just whatever you have at home is fine. Especially right now, don't go to the store to buy anything special. Just use what you have, and this is what I had at home. And I only have a 1/2 cup scoop, so I'm gonna put in 7 scoops. And you just stir it a little bit. And you don't have to stir it until the dough is really smooth and everything's perfectly combined. You actually only have to stir it just to make sure that all the flour is touching something wet. So you don't want to have any dry flour, but it can be totally lumpy. So you just want the dough to look like this, which Steve calls a shaggy ball. I think this counts as a shaggy ball. So now you just have to use something to cover it up. He uses plastic wrap. I don't know if you have to. I don't really love using plastic wrap, but just to follow the recipe exactly as he says to do it, I'm gonna use plastic wrap. Plastic wrap is also actually what is burnt around the edges of this bowl, so don't put this in your oven when it's on. Okay, so the first part of prep for the bread is totally done, and now all we have to do is put it in a warm place. So I usually just put it in the oven and turn the light on. While I wait for my bread to cook, while I wait for my bread dough to proof in the oven, I am gonna go out and take the dogs for a little walk so that they get their eveningly exercise. It's been so beautiful here the last few days that I've been going for walks every evening with the dogs, and it is just the nicest weather, so I'm gonna enjoy a nice little walk, and I'll take you guys with me too. And this is what we walk by every day. It's just beautiful out here. So since I've been locked up and the gyms have closed, I've just been going for walks every night for about, I think we walk about 3 1/2 miles, and the dogs really love it. It's perfect. Okay, so we're now ready to get the dough out of the oven. I haven't checked it yet, so I hope that it rose as much as it should. And I got my bread pan ready here, so I can put it in there once it's all ready to go. So this is what it looks like right now. I can see that it's risen quite a bit. And now all you have to do is mix it around to get the air bubbles out. So I'm gonna do that. think I'm also gonna cover it with some sesame seeds. I have some sesame seeds here that I got from the bulk section a while ago. So I'm gonna sprinkle those on, turn it a little bit to get them to coat the outside. And then I'm gonna throw in some more flour also, just a little bit to get it to not be so sticky. Okay, and now my last step is I'm just gonna spray the baking pan with some nonstick spray. I'm just gonna plop it in now. So this is what it looks like now. I'm gonna cover this up with a cloth and let it rest for another 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna bake it for 40 minutes and hope that it turns out great. So wish me luck. So here's my loaf that I just covered up with a towel and let it rest for another 30 minutes. And it did get a little bigger, so it just looks like this right now. And now I'm gonna put it in the oven. And I'm gonna let that bake for 30 minutes and update you in a little bit. We have about 5 or 10 minutes left on the bread, but I just want to check on it. Oh, it looks delicious. I'm so excited. All right, the timer just went off, so I'm ready to get the bread out of the oven and see how it looks. Okay. Guys, does this look amazing or what? I think this is probably the best looking bread I have ever made. It's gotta cool for a few minutes, and then once it's cooled, I'm gonna pop it out of the pan, see what it looks like, let it cool some more, and then I'm gonna cut a slice. So I got this little rack here from my fruit drying machine. I'm gonna turn the bread out onto here. Ooh. That was quicker than I thought. So it's a little bit burnt down at the bottom. Let me show you. Just here, but that's okay. It'll add to the taste, I think. And now I'm just gonna let it cool on this rack so that it doesn't get any damp spots. And then we'll be back shortly for slicing. Okay, so I can't wait any longer. I'm actually gonna cut it now, even though it's a little bit too warm. I'm not really sure what the problem is with if you cut it when it's too warm, but I think it just makes the dough kind of sticky, which I don't really mind. So I'm gonna cut it now. That looks pretty good. It feels amazing. It's really light and fluffy. Who said that you can't come up with good quarantine plans? This is a really fun thing to do if you're stuck at home and you're quarantined and you don't really know what to do. Bake some bread or some rolls. Keep washing your hands and staying away from people that might be more susceptible to you, just because it is the kind thing to do. So just use this time to focus on yourself and your baking skills, cooking skills. Thanks for watching my channel again, and I hope you'll be back for the next video.